Elijah Muhammad never said he was a prophet. There's no need for a prophet. Prophets can't handle this work. In fact, the name or the title prophet, it's not such a big title. Our crazy people love to put it on others. Oh, he's a prophet. Oh, he's a prophet. Prophets came and were shot down. Some were sent to prison. You don't need nobody that don't have power. Prophets were beaten. Prophets were jailed. Prophets were killed. Because a prophet can't handle a God. He comes out from a God. The God of this world had power over all the prophets. The most successful prophet that ever lived was Prophet Muhammad, and his work today is all but destroyed. The Muslim world is at each other's throat. If Prophet Muhammad would have come back alive today, he would start in Mecca and tear it up and clean it up all over again. So, what is needed today is not a prophet. We need men that are empowered by a divine source to overcome the God of this world.
That's right.
Not a prophet. Nothing to prophesy. We got it all here in the Quran and the Bible. That's all what the prophet spoke. Elijah came in the Old Testament and said, this ends the prophets.
That's right. That's right.
Here ended the prophets. Well, then we don't talk about prophets. We don't need prophets today. We thank them for coming. Thank God for sending them. Thank God for their knowledge. Prophets spoke things that they themselves didn't understand. You better listen. The prophets didn't understand everything they said because everything that God revealed to a prophet was not for his day. Some things that the prophet was made to say was for hundreds of years down the road, and the prophet himself couldn't see the root of the wisdom that he himself spoke. He was left out of it. That's why Paul said, I see darkly, dimly. Prophets got their visions in the night. Well, that tells you something. Carried me out in the night, and I had a vision. What does the night mean? In the time of your ignorance, he showed you something. How do you know you understood all that you saw? You can tell us what you saw, but the interpretation and the depth of the wisdom of what you saw is with the one who gave you the vision. And God didn't reveal to Moses all that Moses taught, or the wisdom of what Moses taught. This is why it is written in the Quran, if Moses were to come back and hear the last one speak, he would fall down in a swoon. If he understood, it's too much for them. We don't need a prophet. We got what we need.
That's right.
And if you doubt that a mighty God has intervened in the affairs of black people in America, I ask you, by what power? By what power does a black man from Georgia with a 4th grade education stand up in America and preach her doom without an army and without weapons, and put a word out of his mouth that reforms a savage people that America has destroyed, and at the same time that he is whipping or challenging the power of the world, he's raising a people up from mental, moral, spiritual, social, political, and economic death. That is the power of God. I say to my Muslim brothers and sisters, of the Orthodox Islamic world study the attributes of Allah. And if you bear witness that Allah is the mighty and the wise, then I ask you to look at us. And if this is not a work of might in the midst of a vicious beast, and if this is not a work of wisdom, that as we move in the midst of the beast, or as David the psalmist says, in the valley of the shadow of death, and the beast has no power to harm us, then surely the mighty and the wise is among us. Look, there are people all over the world that fear America's power. She's the most powerful government on earth. But we who have been taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we fear none but Allah. And yea though we walk in the valley of the shadow of death, we fear no evil. We're not planning revolution, we make a revolution.